It's 5 a.m. right now, and I am on my way to my last work shift before I leave for Paris. That means it's 2 days left until I go. I looked at the calendar this morning, and it showed the 14th of August, and I was just like, that is so close to the 16th, which is the date that I've been waiting for so long. So today, I feel like it's gonna be an emotional day, even if I don't really realize it. I'm too much up in my head with everything that's happening that I'm not really, in my body to realize what's actually going on. So I think today is gonna be emotional, since I'm gonna say goodbye to my colleagues and my bosses and my working place, my regular customers, my idiotic customers. Anyway, this is a vlog, but at the same time it's a Paris Q&A, so I'm going to be answering questions about Paris. Throughout the vlog, I am going to try and cover up all the questions that could be interesting to hear about making a big move to a country like France. So I hope you will find this interesting and fun to watch, because it's happening. So the first question is about my school. So what is the name of my school? What am I going to study and for how long? I'm going to a school called Istituto Marangoni, which is actually an Italian school. I know it exists in Asia, and then in Europe it's in Milano, London, and Paris. I am going to study fashion design for 3 years, and my school starts 12th of October actually, which is very late. So my fall term is not going to be that long. It's a pretty small school, so it's like 300 students that go there. It's a really fancy and expensive school. Designers like Moschino and Dolce & Gabbana has gone there, so that really inspired me to go there too. I just wanted to add that the school exists in Florence too, in Italy, and on my school you can do your different years in different cities every time. So for example, I can go to Paris now, I can go to Florence next year, and I can go to London my 3rd year to finish my studies. I was actually considering going to Milano for my 2nd year to live in Italy for a year, since that's like my second home. And it would be really fun and interesting to see something different in the middle of your education and then come back to Paris and finish my studies there. But after some time, I decided not to do it. I'm gonna do all my years in Paris and stay in one place. A lot has to do with like stability and with Lucas, obviously. I have like my safe and good place with him, I don't want to challenge anything when I don't even feel like I have to anymore. I'm gonna stay in Paris, and where I have my boyfriend and my apartment and my safe space, because I am going to learn French now even more because of him, and be in France with him since he's French, so it makes so much more sense to me. When I was applying for this school, I was considering going either fashion business, fashion styling, or fashion designing actually. For a while I really wanted fashion styling. I think I was a little bit too insecure and afraid to actually take the step to create my own brand and do my own thing, which is what I've always wanted to do. So I got a moment of weakness in the beginning. I always was interested in fashion business, considering I want my own brand and I want to know how the business world works a lot. My boyfriend is going to study business school because he kind of wants to do the same as me, be an entrepreneur and handle your own company. But I think I might just take a course in something like that, or just learn naturally by myself about that industry, because fashion design is what I truly want. I want to do my own clothes and learn how to sew and sketch and be in that kind of environment to create my own brand. So very excited about that, and I feel like finally I made the right choice. I would have been very disappointed if I took either business or styling, to be honest. The second question is, how do I feel about moving to Paris? There are a lot of emotions going on, obviously, because it's such a big thing happening that it doesn't just include me being scared or excited. It's actually both. I feel obviously excited, mostly because I'm gonna see my boyfriend right now. We have been away from each other for 3 weeks. So to be reunited with him, have like a new fresh start, a new chapter in my life. It's been my dream for so long and I've been living it out in my head. And now it's happening in real life and it just feels unreal. Appreciative that I made it here after so many years of thinking about this and wanting to do this. So yeah, it feels like it's gonna be the best time in my life. Of course it's also big and scary. I'm going to be separated from all of my safe spots, my home, the place I've been living in for 20 years. Well, I'm trying not to be too dramatic because it feels too scary when you think about it like that, and too big, you know. So I'm focusing on the fact that it's just gonna be so good for me and learning for me and so exciting for me because I'm gonna live in Paris and study fashion. Like, I have some clothes with me because I'm going to my model agency. But can this bird let me speak? I'm going to my agency after work to take my last Polaroid before I go, so they have like fresh and new ones. This is my last time changing. I am carrying so many bags right now. It's 3 p.m. and I'm on my way to my agency. I don't know if I told you which agency I'm in. It's Nikas, anyway. If I didn't say it, it's a Swedish one. I think it's the biggest one in Sweden. I'm gonna answer the third question, which is what I'm gonna miss most about Sweden. And obviously it's my mom and my brothers and my dog and my colleagues and my friends. Other from that, at the top of my head, I'm gonna miss our sparkling water a lot because I drink that more than anything, which is Ramlösa and Loka, but mostly Ramlösa. Like, I'm gonna miss that so much. Obviously I'm gonna miss Marabou, which is our chocolate that only Swedish people have. I don't even think we have it in Norway or Denmark or anything like that. I'm obviously gonna buy it. And I know there's a Swedish store in Paris that me and Lucas found out about. Whew, it's so hot. And I'm not tired, I'm just like stressed and carrying these bags. There's a lot going on in my head. I'm gonna miss, you know, knowing everything. Knowing where all the places are, the best restaurants, sushi, poke bowls. They're probably gonna have, you know, a good sushi place. Possibly poke bowls, but I have my best ones in Sweden and they're literally the best ones. I think Sweden are really good at sushi and poke bowls. It's where I grew up, so obviously I'm gonna miss everything about it. There's nothing really I'm not gonna miss. It's not that I don't like Sweden, you know, I love Sweden. I'd love to grow up here. I wouldn't wanna live and grow up anywhere else, but it's just that it's time to try something new, and I really think France could be a future, somewhere I'd like to live, you know, with my family. But when we have a family, I'm gonna want to be in Sweden as well, but maybe not the majority of the time, just because it's like we're not that exciting as a country, and I live in the capital city and still it's not so exciting, but still it's like the best country. And I will always love it, and I will be here a lot, even if I for now live in France, which is insane to say. Anyway, another great thing about Sweden is that it's very calm here and it feels very safe here. Like, I've never really felt unsafe in my country, and I think that's such a blessing and such a like a luxury that not a lot of people have. So I'm on my way down now. I'm done with the Polaroid, so I'm gonna go to my best friend Astrid's place now. I don't want to scream because it goes in this corridor. It went great with the pictures. It was really quick, which is nice because I'm hot, I'm stressed, and I just wanna go get some food at her place. I was thinking of answering another question, which is if I've ever been in Paris before and if I speak French. I have been in Paris once when I was 7, so I don't really know the city. I remember surprisingly a lot considering I'm so young. I'm gonna land in the country and I've never really been there, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is my home, this is Paris. So yeah, I've been in Paris, but not so I could call it something that I know. I studied French in high school, but I never really feel like I 100% learned. Like when people ask me, I say just because I know some, I guess. I mean, my boyfriend is from France, but I've only been together with him for 4 months, but those 4 months have given me some knowledge, absolutely, because I hear the language more now. It's been around me. I've heard it in school. I've studied it, so it's not like foreign for me, but it's a super hard language. So I would never say that I speak French. I would say that I speak a little because I know some and I can make myself understood. I just don't know if it's like grammatically correct or if I maybe put the words in the wrong order. Sometimes I'm really good at creating sentences and I can have, I have the basics, I have words, you know, but I think it's gonna come naturally to me when I live there. So I'm nervous about it, of course, different language, but I love languages. So the answer to the question is no, I don't speak French. I speak a little and I understand a little, and I've been to Paris only once when I was 7. So it's gonna be exciting to see what I'm living into.
Does he take you around his parents' gallery? Don't you call him baby?
So I'm on my way home from Astrid now, and I'm gonna answer another question. When did I realize that this is what I wanted to do, and how did I like proceed and found out about the school? I actually simply just searched for Paris fashion school because I knew I wanted to go to Paris and I knew I wanted to go to fashion school. And this was in 2nd year of high school. So I knew what I wanted and I said Paris fashion school on Google, and it showed me this link to Study Abroad, which is a Swedish company that helps Swedish people be students in other countries. So I booked a meeting with them. I had a few meetings with them over the years, and they helped me with everything, explained everything, made the application with me and everything. So I did a personal letter. I did a lot of stuff for the application. I can talk about that in another video because there's a lot to it. I had to do skisses and an English test, the IELTS test. I'm basically telling you now, but yeah, it was a whole thing. I picked Instituto Marangoni because it was the first that showed up, but also because Dolce & Gabbana and Moschino went there, which says a lot about the school. And it is very expensive, but to me that means that it's very good. And since I'm a very hard worker, especially in school, I love to study, I love to do school and stuff like that. I feel like if I put a lot of effort to it, even if it's hard, I'll get something good out of it, because then it will be easier for me to get a good job if I have a really, really, really good school. Another question is, where do I live, and do I live with my boyfriend? I live in a student building, basically in a student studio next to my boyfriend. So we have one, each of us, like we have our own studio, but they're next to each other in the same building, in the same corridor next to each other. So we decided to wait a little bit with moving in together, since we only dated for 4 months. We don't date, we're together, but yeah, you get the point. But do you date when you're together? I guess you date at the same time. Or is that the phase before you get together? because then we never really did the dating thing, we just got together. So we basically live together because we have just 2 different studios, but we use them together, so we share everything. So yeah, and I live in the neighborhood called La Défense, which is where all the business schools in Paris are. What I understood is that it's a very calm and good neighborhood. It's like outside of Paris, in West Paris, but it's also like in the city. So it's amongst all the offices and business schools. Okay, so I just got home and I'm in my bed now because I'm so tired. And I am going to answer another question actually. Why fashion and why Paris? I've always loved France and French culture and the French language, French music, French movies, French actors, like everything about France. I just love it. I've always heard that I look French, that my name is French, that I just look like someone that lives in Paris, could be in Paris, is from Paris. So I think I'm gonna fit in there because I've heard all my life that I am this type of personality and look that would fit in really good in Paris. So I think it's just the aesthetic that just fits together with a lot of the things that I'm passionate about. It also is like the city of fashion, which is what I want to do for a living, so it makes kind of sense. All of my favorite designers are French, like Jacquemus and Chanel. My style is also very French, and like what I want to do with my clothes is very French. I've wanted to be a designer since I was literally 5 years old. Like, it's crazy that when you're like 5 and you say, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, police or fireman. But I'm like, no, I want to be a designer. And that's still what I want to be, and that's what I'm gonna go study now, which is like, okay, you go girl. You live your dream since you were 5. Look at the cute stuff that I got from my bosses and my colleagues. I got obviously the 7-Eleven cup because I am sponsored, and yes. And this is a rain poncho inside of a little ball, and she made me this one, like she did this one. So cute. And inside there's some aspirin, and these are for, you know, the feet. And these is a hand, is a sanitizer, yeah. And then there's a pretty cool one. Then I got 2 face masks. And she made this one as well. It's like for the key ring. And I got this one. This one actually looks really good. I tried it on my hand. There we go. So this is the one. So I'm trying to pack my hand baggage. It's like this right now. So yeah. So I just took a shower and I thought I would answer another question before I watch a Swedish program that's actually filmed in France. I think you have it in France as well. It's a French program as well. I think a lot of countries do it, but this is the Swedish version. So I'm gonna watch that with my family because it's a show that I loved to watch as a kid, but then you just stop watching it and you watch series like Vampire Diaries or Gossip Girl and stuff like that. Maybe I'll even do 2 questions. Let's see. Do you need to save a lot of money? What is the economical plan, and are you going to work when you're in Paris? Yes, you need to save a lot of money. I wanted to do this last year. Very happy I didn't, but I decided that I basically had to take a year off to save up all the money. The school is very expensive. Most of the money I pay with CSN loans, because CSN is made for making it easy for Swedish students to study outside of the country. So yeah, I worked really hard for a year to save up money as much as I can to pay for my school, to pay for, like, have on my spare account so I can pay for rent and living and having fun, you know. So I'm mostly paying the school fee by CSN, but also from my spare account. Yeah, I'm gonna live off the CSN loans and the contributions that you get. You get like 3,500 I think. So I borrow 13,000 every month, which is basically my budget. Then I have my spare account as like extra money in case I would need it. I am gonna work. I'm not sure that I'm gonna get the classic like cafe job or like a 7-Eleven alike job in Paris, because I really want to focus on school my first year. and not really think about working. That's why I'm doing the whole CSN thing. I do my modeling. I work at 7-Eleven as soon as I go home to Sweden, like on the summer break and the winter break and the Easter and stuff like that. So every time I go home, I'm gonna see if they can take me into work so I can save at least some money from that. The thing is that eventually I'm gonna get a job in fashion. So I know that in the 3rd year you get a job anyway to start somewhere like in the fashion industry, because it's getting closer to you ending your education and you have to like start working on your own brand. So I'm probably gonna get a job within fashion eventually, and hopefully soon enough, as soon as I can, as soon as I find one, because that's what I want to work with. Like, that's, if I get a job in Paris, it's gonna be fashion related, because that's what I'm studying and that's what I want to do. I just have to get through paying for my school all of the 3 years, because after that I'm gonna have a good ass job. Since this is a good ass school, it's gonna give me a good payment after, since I also start, like I said, the 3rd year. It's even like during the school time I am going to make money, so I'll work it out. Another practical question is, what is something you wish you knew about moving to a different country, and what has been the hardest? It's definitely all the papers you have to do, and there was a lot more preparations that I thought it would be. It's not just getting like a ticket, packing, and getting an apartment. It's like you have to do bank stuff like the social security, the CSN, you have to do insurance. There are a lot of things you have to pay for, to sign for, to read about, to apply for. Like, they need so many documents. I could not have done anything without Lucas's dad specifically and his whole family. They helped me with everything. Like, there's no way I am where I am today without them. Like, his dad did basically all the deals and the documents for me, so I'm very, very internally grateful for that. So that is something that I wish I knew before, and that has also been a huge part of like stress and like definitely the hardest thing about this whole thing. But I have like 90% of it figured out by now, so it's okay. So I am absolutely exhausted. I can't wait to sleep. I'm going to answer the last question I have for this video, and then I'm going to call Lucas and say goodnight, and then I'm gonna pass out. What are you looking forward to most about Paris, and what are your expectations of the upcoming year? Of course, stepping into this new young adult life, it's a new chapter, and I get to do it all with my boyfriend. So being with Lucas and just like experiencing all of this with him is gonna be what I'm looking forward to the most. Of course, I'm looking forward to fashion school, finally studying what I live for and do what I love, meet new people, meet new friends, see new places. Also the aesthetic and the feeling of Paris, like, it's such a fairy tale town. It's something that you always dream about as a kid. Everyone talks about Paris as something magical and something that doesn't really exist. It's more like a romanticized idea, because everyone just adores Paris, and the fact that the town lives up to that is just like, it's a guarantee that you're gonna love it. That is what I'm looking forward to the most. So I just want to say goodnight, and I'll see you tomorrow for my last day in Sweden vlog. What the fuck? I don't want to think about it too much, because it's like, no.